Bonjour tout le monde. Here are 13 ways to be more French this Christmas, but it's in the form of a quiz. How French are you this Christmas? Please share, you know the routine. If there's anybody who would like to do this with you, off we go. I'm Christine Cam, founder of Simply French Online and creator of the Real French Method. On s'y met for the Christmas quiz. And it's fast. Please, as the answers come up, you might just not have time to think about them enough. Make sure your finger's on the pause button and I will say that the answer is coming so you know. On s'y met. Number 1 is les dates importantes. You need to organise these. You have le Saint-Nicolas, la veille de Noël, le jour de Noël, le réveillon, le jour de l'an et l'avant. What are they? Here we go. You have the 6th of December, which is Saint Nicolas. You have Christmas Eve, the 24th of December, the Christmas Day, which is the 25th. Le Réveillon is New Year's Eve. Le Jour de l'An is New Year's Day, and l'Avant is Advent, which starts on the last Sunday in November for the Catholic and Christian churches. Here they are in order, and let's move on. Section 2, Advent and calendars. Now look, every year, ding dong, all the way through the month of November, people are knocking at the door, ringing the bell, and they're selling their calendars for their associations. But who are they? So, well, you've had time to think. We get them from les pompiers, les gendarmes, and any local association who happens to decide that making a calendar is a good idea, and they're pretty random. They come round trying to sell them, and they're doing this to have some kind of event themselves at Christmas, and it's our way of contributing to them. They work hard. So I get a collection of randomly bought calendars throughout the month of December. Throughout the month of November. Le marché de Noël. Where is the biggest Christmas market in France? Ready? It is Strasbourg. What are the stalls called? They're not just stalls or table. They're called les chalets, which is quite nice. It's a nice word for them. And finally, in which city are there illuminated boats floating down the canals with children singing carols during the Christmas season? I'll give you a clue. It's somewhere near Strasbourg, not too far away. Yep. It's Colmar. I wonder if you got that. Now, about decorating your house. So here's a picture of the sapin de Noël, a beautiful picture of a Christmas tree. Do you put this inside or outside the house? Do you decorate the whole house? Do you set up even a crèche? And what is a crèche? And what are these figurines called in French anyway? So, let's look. The sapin de Noël is generally put up inside the house, not outside like in England with full decorations all over the roof, the windows, icicles up on the guttering everywhere. It's not necessary in France. We don't see a lot of it. Do you decorate every room? You don't need to. Generally, le sapin de Noël is the main part of the decoration. Do you set up a crèche? Maybe, if you like it. And here are the santons that make up the crèche. These are the figurines that you put inside. Now, while you are putting up the Christmas tree together, it could be artificial, it could be real, it doesn't really matter. More environmentally friendly ones are available now, so it's easier to make your choices ecologically. And what music are you going to listen to? Well, I heard on the radio the other day that Mariah Carey, she wants to be the Queen of Christmas and she was refused. But there are some traditional older songs as well. Mon beau sapin, vive le vent, and Petit Papa Noël are ones that you will hear traditionally in the older films. Now, what are les chaussures for? When do children put the shoes out? Well, here we go. Saint Nicolas traditionally comes round on a donkey with sweets for the good children, and if you put your shoes out, or nowadays a stocking or a boot or one of your shoes, you might wake up in the morning to find that some sweets have been put in there for you. Traditionally, these treats came from the garden, and there were nuts from the garden for you to nibble on during the day. Les cadeaux, when do you give them? To be more French, do you give them on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? And when and why does le Père Fouettard come? Who is he? Well, give you presents on Christmas Eve, la veille de Noël, and le Père Fouettard, he's an evil Santa. He comes and he whips the children if they've been horrible and they don't get any sweets. So adults bully their children into thinking this horrible beast will come round and whip them and they won't get any sweets. I'm not quite sure what to make of that. When is la messe de minuit, and what is a messe anyway? Do you have to go? What is it? Well, it's not necessarily at midnight anymore. The Mass for the Catholic or Christian tradition is generally 12 o'clock, ready to announce the birth of Jesus. But nowadays, that's very late. We do get tired easily. So people start bringing it forward so they can bring more children to the special atmosphere of a nighttime Christmas Mass. Do you have to go? Absolutely not. It's up to you if you want to go to a Christmas Mass and experience the magic of Christmas Eve, Christmas. Now, les cartes de Noël. I was brought up in England, and when I was teaching in schools, I noticed that children were buying big boxes of Christmas cards and just sending them out. To you, from me, to you, from me. And sometimes I felt it was more like a popularity race than a real Christmas gift or a real Christmas wish. So, do you send everybody these cards here in France? Fortunately not. Les cartes de Noël ne sont pas importantes en France. Notice it's importante. You can say that T because les cartes are feminine plural. And there's an I after the T. Importante. Cependant, tu peux envoyer une lettre à ceux à qui tu veux souhaiter. Huh? You can send a nice letter to those you want to wish. What? Le Nouvel An. How do you wish anyone a Happy New Year in France? And when do you stop wishing this? Well, you say bonne année and bonne santé. And this happens every year. But when do they stop saying it? Well, I've heard it right through February. It gets a bit much when it gets to March though, because it's really not the new year anymore. So just the first time that you see them, so it's bonne année, bonne santé. Just the first time that you see them. Now, for food, you can eat what you want. And if you're following traditional French traditions, you will eat your main meal when? On Christmas Eve, la veille de Noël. And you'll invite people as well. Or you'll be invited. But what do you have at the table? Well, I've never seen Christmas crackers at the table like in England on a French table. But I do see la dinde farcie de marrons, le foie gras, le saumon fumé, le poisson, les huîtres, and la bûche de Noël. There is the French on the left, with the pictures on the right, and your job is to match them up. Here we go. A pause if you want some time to think. There's your turkey. There's your foie gras, which incidentally has started to be boycotted in several cities in France now. Le saumon fumé. There's your smoked salmon, fish, oysters, and your Christmas log, or a Yule log as I've heard it being called. And here they are in order. Now, les dattes et les noix are a fantastic Christmas gift, a great, much healthier alternative to sweets. How are they presented? Well, you'll find that they are in beautiful gift boxes. They're really pretty. They are dates filled with almond paste. They just look so pretty, and they're so much more tempting if you want a healthier option for eating treats at Christmas. But what are marrons glacés? They're up there with the dattes and the noix. Well, they're just sugar-coated chestnuts. Fancy them? They look tasty. So there you have it. Here's your mini lesson quiz for Noël en France with 13 main questions. Are you celebrating a French-style Christmas? Get back to me. You can reply to this. Meanwhile, if you are thinking of doing a homestay, you knew something like this would come. I am mentioning it. It's the end of the year. Get in there, book in at this year's prices for next year. I will honour the same prices. Merci tout le monde et à la prochaine.